Hi, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Danny from the Glittered Rose. Today we're going to have a look at this gorgeous little card I made using an SVG file from Marjorie Anne Designs using my Silhouette Cameo 5. You can easily cut it on a Cricut or a Brother scan and cut. It doesn't need to be a silhouette. So if this is of any interest, please stick around. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. So starting off, we're going to start with ink blending the hat. I've already laid down an extra shape for the body just to give it that extra bit of stability. I'm using cardstock that's very similar to American Crafts and Basil. It's the same weight and it's a solid core. It's by Kaisercraft. And I'm just ink blending the hat in a similar color. This one's a lovely Altenew color. It ink blends really nicely. I'm also going to pop the little pom-pom down and then it's time for his antennas. Look how fine these are. I have to say my silhouette did struggle a little bit, but we got there in the end. It's just a matter of getting the adjustments right for the pressure and the speed, but it came out really nicely. I have to say my favorite glue for this type of project is the Belly Arts glue. It gives you some wiggle room. So if you watch on, you'll see that I put it together incorrectly, but I'm able to pull it apart. So it just gives you that little bit of extra time in case you make a mistake or to line up everything perfectly. I think when you're doing this sort of project, you need to work out which works best for you. So a lot of people will ink blend before they put it together. I have a tendency to put together an ink blend while I'm going. That way I can sort of see how it goes together, what parts are more forward and what's more back. So what needs to be dark and what needs to be lighter, so that I can make it look correct to my eye. But everyone's got their own method, and you should probably just work out what works for you. I'm going to fast forward this section so that you're not sitting here watching me piece for an hour, but you still get the idea of how I piece, how I put it all together, and how I ink blend, because I think ink blending is a really important factor of these little characters. It really brings them to life. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with some pan pastels. These are beautiful, just creamy, dreamy sort of chalks, just to blend. I can't believe I had the perfect yellow. It was so perfect for his beanie. A big shout out to my mum. Thanks so much for the pan pastels. The Pan Pastel branded blending brushes are fantastic. They blend really well. However, you can use other things. So I have a tendency to use the larger blending tools to begin with. And then for the finer work, quite often I'll use an eyeshadow sponge applicator. The ones with the points or the tips are really great just to get into those little areas. And as you can see here, I've gotten a little bit of yellow on Mr. Gnome's beard, and I'll show you soon how you can easily remove it. So I've made quite a bit of mess on Nomi's beard. I guess that's the risk that you take when you blend when it's together rather than having all the pieces separate and just blending the separate colours. So I've got a little bit of kneadable eraser between my fingers. It looks like a bit of blue tack, and I'm just picking up that extra dust. And then I'm going to go over his beard with some grey pan pastels just to try and tone down that yellow a bit. So now I've just scrubbed out my white gel pen and I'm popping on some highlights. And I think we're pretty much finished. I want to make my bee gnome into a card, so I'm going to get an A2 card base card front ready and I'll be back. I've cut an A2 card base. I've got a black card front, and then I've popped on this most gorgeous bee scrapbook paper on the front because I think it just matches perfectly. Sometimes you just won't believe what you find in your stash. So I'm going to glue down Nomi and pop the card together. Speaking of stash, I found the most perfect sentiment. It says, "You brighten my day," which I'd already previously BetterPressed. And I think that looks fantastic. And I'm just grabbing some enamel dots to finish him off. I don't think it needed it, but I don't know. I have this compulsion where I need either some enamel dots or some crystals. So we'll pop the enamel dots on and call him done. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I know these paper piecing cards are a little different to what I usually make, but you know, they are techniques that you can use in all types of paper craft, and I hope you like it. Be sure to check out Marjorie Anne Designs files. She has some great, great things. I think the bee is so cute. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing and I'll catch you next time. Bye.